Welcome into Fantasy AI. Moving on. Alright, welcome back to the computer room. We're going to look at Tier 3 running backs. Who's going to break through and have a successful season? Do better than their rankings. Break up into the next tier. Break on through. Alright, so here's our Tier 3 running backs. We're talking about the 23 through 34. We're going to start with Jonathan Brooks down to Jaylen Warren. This is according to consensus rankings. So we'll see how those rank up here. So let's start off by marking the running backs that are the second to appear on the list already from the consensus rankings. A-Chain's above Raheem Mostert here. And Tyjae Spears is second because Tony Pollard's just right above him on the list there. All right, so, and we got Jaylen Warren. So, why are we marking these twos? Well, hey, Detroit has two above this list already. So, Devin A-Chain and Raheem Mostert, right? And the other pair. And now we've got Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears in this grouping here. So, there's two Tennessee players in this tier. So I wanted to say, hey, well, why is Tennessee deserving two players in this tier before Javonte Williams from Denver, Singletary from the Giants, Chargers, Cleveland's running backs? Why are they getting to? What's so special? So let's take it and compare these. Team offense for the Detroit, 3. They're the third best offense. All right? Miami had the top offense. Well, of course they're going to be able to support two running backs on this list, right? Tennessee, 28th offense. How are they going to figure into this? So let's go to team touchdowns. Detroit had 58 touchdowns for the team. Well, more to go around for everybody on the team, right? Well, Miami here, 61 touchdowns to spread amongst their team. Right? So you can imagine, well, of course, yeah, they can support two running backs, right? Well, what about 31 touchdowns? That's half of what those others are getting. So how are they going to support two running backs ranked before others even get on their list? Why is Tennessee ranked so high? So we looked at, I thought, well, gosh, let's put a team. Here's Washington. They haven't even got anybody on the list yet. Both below this tier. And they had the 24th offense and had 39 touchdowns. Why? What's going on here with this Tennessee? All right. So I went over to my SQL database. I said, hey, from player statistics from last year, give me the running backs and Tennessee last year. So I pulled out, did you know there only started 3 running backs scored fantasy points for Tennessee last year? And one of them only had 1 point, so there was only 2 people getting points from a running back at Tennessee last year. That's rare. We don't have 2. And 216 for Derrick Henry and 101 for Spears. So you can see that adds up to 319, right? So, hey. And then I said, well, hey, I'm doing this. Let me go grab Detroit's and I'll add theirs up too. So I got Montgomery and Gibbs here. Well, they add up to 418. Craig Reynolds is the only one there that got anything, 28 points. That was when Montgomery was out. So for this example, of course, we're going to pretend everybody's healthy. So you have that 418 split in between those two. Well, 209 points is a lot of points for each of them, so you can see why they're ranked so high. That you can afford to have those. But Tennessee, wait a minute, 319, that's 160 each. Now, that's Derrick Henry points, too, for being Tennessee. So I don't think that those Tony Pollard's as good as Derrick Henry. So I think they're going to score a little bit less than that. But anyway, I thought, well, gosh, this seems valuable. Let me go out and get the total points for every team. So I went out and wrote a program, come back and got it. So now this list right here is the total points of all the running backs on a team and how much they scored fantasy points. Now, this is only running backs, so no other positions are in here. So the Miami running backs led the league with 510 fantasy points amongst them, right? Wow. So that gets you thinking, well, wait a minute. If they're scoring 100 points more than the third place team, Well, maybe they can support all three of those running backs, right? Well, that's why we make these lists. Here's San Francisco. Of course, there's no surprises up here. Well, of course, Miami, top offense, has most running backs points. San Francisco, of course, Christian McCaffrey. Detroit, that's what we're going through. They're third. Baltimore's number 4 here. Right? Remember that we were worried that Lamar Jackson's the reason they have such great rushing. No, this is their only running backs. And of course, Atlanta's on the list here. Now, let's not sleep on Cleveland. While they're deciding, well, how much is Chubb going to play? Is he going to be out? Well, we take the backup for the first few weeks, and we'll be scoring some points, maybe. Look here. There's Tennessee. Well, hey, wait a minute. Maybe I was making a mistake there in Tennessee. They're on the adult table. They're not on the second table. They're on the top one, mid and top. So, now I agree some of that's Derrick Henry. A lot of it probably, but hey, at least they're on the table, right? So we get caught looking at that table forever, so let's move on. We're here to rank tier 3 running backs. So I kind of did that, put that in for everyone. We kind of see them here on the list. I took how many ranked players, so you can see that it works for Detroit, works for Tennessee, trying to find out where they are on the list here. Well, it doesn't work so good for every team, because look at Chicago. Right there, they got Chicago ranked real high because there's only one ranked running back of the top 60. Well, that's because Herbert and Roschon Johnson aren't in the top 60, even though they're going to get carries there. Here's the breakdown. Chicago's breakdown at running back last year. 38. The top running back got 38%. Running back 2 got 30%. Running back 3 got 29%. A lot of that was shifting around, trying to find a running back that's healthy, and just flavor of the month. But hey, you can't trust on them starting that. So be wary on Swift, right? But anyway, so that's not exact science there. And so back to the points, right? We can't use ranked players. So anyway, these are the points. So did you catch that when we were looking at these points? Over there, not at the adult table. I'm talking about over here in the other table over here, way over here. Did you see the Jets down there? 234, one of the last on the team. This is running back points. So you add up all the running backs on the Jets, fantasy, and they were on the last place team. How's that going to support number 2 running back ranked? Well, they ain't getting any points. So what are they thinking? Then the Jets here ranking Breece Hall up so high second. Well, here comes the Jets fighting back, right? Because the reason is, now this is what we have to use, is this is a breakdown of the percentages of how much each running back gets. The running back 1 on the Jets got 90% of the touches last year. That's how Breece Hall's going to do it. Or that's how he gets up so high. He gets all the touches on the team. And second back got 9%. So in Tampa, Rashad White getting all those catches and all those touches, he was 81%. They didn't even no one else. And Mixon, this was Cincinnati at 79%. Hey, now wait a minute. Let's not forget, Mixon's not on Cincinnati. He's down here on Houston at 59%. So when we're calculating him, let's not forget that he ain't getting the Cincinnati hog here. The running back 1 gets 79%. Hey, wait a minute. Let's remember that on Zach Moss, though. And here's ETN. We just saw that in the last video where the coaches were complaining. He got 76% of the carries. And they were going to put Tank over here at 12%, give him a lot more. Well, we'll see how that's going to work out. But anyway, so these are interesting. You can see how them are. And we'll make a video, go through these and find out who got the best per their rankings. But right now, we're here to do tier 3 running backs. And we found out that the Tennessee running backs do get 160 each, right? Well, I took a little bit out of that because they're not Derrick Henry. So I'm going to let Tony Pollard get 160 fantasy points. Tajay Spear gets 140. Where's 160 put Tony Pollard on the list? Let's see down here. It puts him 24th. Well, he's 24th on the list. And where's Tajay Spear with 140? Come over here. That puts him about 29th. Or he's 29th. So all that, they ended up being right where they should be. What I found out. So now we got that. So now let's apply that same formula to all these other guys to get some starting numbers. Now, these aren't the final numbers because they have to be worked through for anomalies, find some problems with them. But this is a good baseline, right, to where we can start from. So we're going to start here. Hey, quick peek, 208 for Zach Moss. I like that. Devin Singletary, 162. But 160 for Pollard. Now, let's go through and do some further rankings. All right, the players are taking the field from the FantasyAI data center. Fans look on. Thank you, Brett Asmer, for joining and subscribing. John S. in the stands today. All right, moving on. We got their tier 3 running backs we're going to look at. So first up, I have Nick Chubb. I got him ranked 35th. They had him 33rd. Worried about that injury. It's a devastating injury that he saw. Week 2. Now, it was early in the season, but from what the reports are, it's highly unlikely that he's going to be ready to go at the beginning of the season, right? So we do like Cleveland here. Look at that 6th easy schedule. We like that schedule. 12 in team rushing last year, and we saw that they love to get some points out of them running backs. So, hey, I'm going to pass on Nick Chubb. I just think, why take an injury risk? I'm more interested in Ford if he goes cheap. They've got to rank 40th. I'll get 6 games out of him, Or, you see, he did pretty good filling in last year. Or, of course, hey, late, one of the last picks in the draft, you might take this Foreman. He could serve. Look at that. He has some big games for the Bears, for everyone. He's been around. But, all right, moving on. How about Jonathan Brooks? I've got him 34th. They've got him 23rd. Now, I'm just not buying it, all right? So, hey, he was the 46th pick in the draft. He isn't like he's one of these first-rounders that coming out, like Gibbs, Bjorn Robinson, any of those. No, this guy was taken in the second round. A lot of teams passed, And now they are going to run the ball to take the pressure off Bryce Young. But I think this guy starts in the PUP list, right? Well, why would you want to not get as many points at the beginning of the year? Now, dude, have a nice schedule, 7 schedule. I would, I would try to get a bargain here with Chubb Hubbard, right, if I'm taking from this team. I mean, hey, he did pretty good last year. You can see some points towards the end when he finally got rid of Miles Sanders. They gave him the job. I mean, he's a good fill-in, maybe, but I'm not taking a risk even this low, a 23rd especially, but 34th I might. So moving on, how about Tajay Spears, right? Well, you can see that we kind of went over him and Pollard here. They seem to be ranked right about right where they were, but I do like Will Levis on this team. Look at this. He's got the second easiest schedule, ranked 22nd. Now, this is far, take in one quarterback leagues, you don't even think about him. But in 2 quarterback leagues or whatever, I'm kind of liking what he's got going here. Look at these receivers, Ridley, Hopkins, and Boyd is number 3 here. And look at that easy schedule. Now, the running backs, they're going to be sharing. Either one of them, not going to make it a point to get them. If they're real cheap, I might come back and sniff around at them, but I ain't reaching for any of them. How about Warren here? Well, remember, we're not reaching for anybody. I've got him ranked 32. They've got him ranked 34. I'm a little spots higher, but what are you going to do? Here he is on the team that has the easiest rush schedule. We've talked about this. Or am I taking Najee or am I taking Warren? Well, I'm going to let the draft dictate which one I'm going to take. And I'll take either, but it's got to be cheap. And we'll see how that goes. So, but I like Warren. I'd take him if the price is right. I've got him ranked 32. They've got him ranked 34. So if I was scratching him off down there and he comes up, I'd take him. Moving on. How about Swift? Well, did he come in? I got him ranked 31st. They got him ranked 26th. Well, remember earlier we showed how those Bears they couldn't decide on which one of these guys are going to get the ball. We got Swift here. We've got Herbert still lingering, right? He did get in some games. Look at him towards the end of the year. Look at those games when he was back in charge. You know, they keep moving it around. Who's going to be in charge? So, back to, and then we got Roshan Johnson. Now, he didn't get a lot, but look at all that he got in. He's getting in some. Well, that means they're just sharing. I don't like sharing. And we certainly don't like Swift here because we're worried about the whole Miles Sanders thing, right? Miles Sanders going to Carolina from Philadelphia, good team to a bad team, and it got a crowded backfield. I just don't like him. The Miles Sanders thing, Philadelphia free agent coming in to, hey, yeah, they were great with Philadelphia, but now they're on a new team. They ain't so great. So anyway, I got him ranked 31st. I'm not as high on Swift as they are. All right, moving on. How about Javonte Williams here? It looks like we're about even. I got him on 30, and they got him 30. I love the schedule. I'd take a risk here, you know, if he falls right. And we don't forget, us not to sleep on this McLaughlin guy, right? You got him here kind of taking some of this polish off of, and you always got this Estime guy down here at the end. But they do like the third, but the rookie quarterback, bad passing schedule. I mean, they've got to be a bargain for me to take them, right? Moving on. How about Aaron Jones? Is he too old? Well, up here in Minnesota, going to team up. Well, I don't like the schedule here, 21st, but I do like this Sam Darnold and the passing schedule for these guys. Now, we know Hawkinson's going to get off to a slow start, right? He's hurt. So, they're supposedly going to give a lot of little dump passes out of the backfield to Aaron Jones. Might power him early, right? I like him a little better than this Ty Chandler, although they're high on him at 44. 44th ranked. So he'd be the back, going to get in some taste, probably some running, do more of the running, and Aaron Jones could do more of the pass receiving here. But, let's not say, peek over here, easy schedule. Justin Jefferson's back. Addison might get some more action, even though he's a sophomore. I don't like sophomores. But with Hawkinson being hurt early, that might change some things around here a little bit. All right, I got him basically 29th. They got him 28th. Moving on. How about Gus Edwards? And I like him. I've got him 28th. They've got him 32nd. Now, the whole issue here is the injuries. You know, he was hurt a little bit, but there's a high possibility he'll be ready for training camp, so that'll all be a thing in the past. Now, little thing about him, remember, this Roman, the offensive coordinator, comes over from Baltimore, so he's got experience, Gus Edwards, in this system. All right? That don't mean that J.K., we can see what Gus Edwards did there. Got some good, all those touchdowns, all right? Didn't get be the goal line back again. Brought him in. GM, when they signed him, said, he's going to be the lead back. Of course, that was probably when they're just signing him. Signed him to more money on the team. But kind of like him, the fourth easy schedule. I like that. He comes in healthy. You never know what you're going to get out of Dobbins. Rarely healthy. Now, they might eventually going to go to this rookie. I mean, obviously, they was handpicked in the draft for this team. Obviously, the free agents are picked too. But early, I think Gus Edwards, I would take him. You know, if he comes cheap, I'd love to get him. Fourth easiest schedule. They're going to rely on that running game. Try to, anyway. But I've got him 28th. They got him ranked 32nd. Wouldn't mind having Gus Edwards on my team. How about Tony Pollard? I've got him 27th. They got him 24th. Right? Well, we kind of went through them. It seemed like he was ranked right. I don't like the schedule. Just like on the same Spears, I like the passing game a little bit there, but I'm not too high on him, but put him in there. And who's up next? We got Singletary. Now, I like Singletary, right? He's one of my big sleepers here. I got him 26. They've got him 31. Let him slide down to you. Don't be reaching. Let him slide down to you. Remember, weeks 9 through 18 with Houston last year, he took over. He averaged 19 touches a game during that span. Right? They finally went to him because Dameon Pierce wasn't getting it done. He says, I feel like I'm a playmaker just like Barkley. Hey, Singletary's averaged 4.6 yards over his career, right? Hey, I like him. So let's not sleep on him. Look at those games late in the year. What else they got going here, right? People have talked about him, Tyrone Tracy, a little bit, but just isn't ready to be a full-time. 146 career carries in college. They said, oh, he's going to have a significant role on special teams. People are pumping him up. I know they're higher on him than I am. I like Devin Singletary to do most of the damage. Hey, got Malik Neighbors try to help out the team. I mean, we don't love the team, but hey, look like they were 16th in rushing last year. So I like Singletary. Not fall asleep on him. Zach Moss. I've got him 25th. They've got him 25th. But I like him. There's no bargain we're going to get there if they've got him ranked that high too. But hey, we saw that how Cincinnati likes to give that lead back. Mixon last year, all those carries. So Zach Moss is in line. They paid him some good money to come in. He did great filling in for Jonathan Taylor. Then towards the end, obviously, they put Jonathan Taylor back in. He's not Jonathan Taylor, but hey, I like him here. This is a good fit. So 25th, they got him 25th, so no real bargain. But I would feel comfortable taking him. Hopefully, people let him slide to you. You just don't know if they're going to. But anyway, finishing up, we got Raheem Mostert here. I've got him ranked 24th. They've got him ranked 27th. I just still like the points, the team. Getting a lot of points out of there. Hey, he's the only person that's been, you think of him as a touchdown back or anything? Don't. He surpassed 23 miles an hour. The only player to surpass 23. He's speed. That's why they got him on there. 18 touchdowns, rushing, 3 receiving. Now, they ain't just putting him out to pasture for A-Chain and that new rookie, Jalen Wright. They gave him a new 2-year deal, $9 million. So, yes, he's not going to be full-time. He's going to share. That's why that brings them all down. Hey, they're the number one team. You saw all those points they're getting, right? Well, that isn't going away. So even if he is the number 2 on the team, now they're thinking this A-Chain's going to be number 1, all right? There's enough points to go around. I like him. Going to still probably get a lot of the touchdowns. And the bonus multiplier. Let's not forget about the bonus multiplier on him. Well, you're getting some good points out of him. If you happen to start him here at 24, you'd be starting him some, especially flexing him in, right? Well, while you're doing that, and we're waiting around getting flexed in, if something happens right here to A-Chain, injury prone, right? Something happens to him, or Jalen Wright just doesn't work out, or something happens to him, well, that's even more for Mostert. Meanwhile, you've been getting points from him. He'd just pick up even more if something happens to one of these temporarily, like a hamstring for 4 weeks. So the bonus multiplier would be lit on Mostert. So just that gives that extra little bonus you could get out of him. The extra little bonus, right? All right, moving on. Ooh, FantasyAI. So if you're liking what you're seeing, please hit that like and subscribe button. Or hitting like and subscribe button. And hitting that. And time to fill my shorts. Warning, this is going to be a rapid repeat. Gonna fill my shorts, so hang on. FantasyAI looking at Tier 3 running backs. Nick Chubb, I'm scared of the injury, stay away. Jonathan Brooks injured, stay away. Why take the risk? Tajay Spears, back up on a not-so-great team. Hey, Jalen Warren, I'd take him if he was cheap. I like their number 1 easy schedule running. How about Devontae Swift? I don't like the Philadelphia Exchange. They're on those free agents. Shows up the new team, doesn't do so good. How about Javonte Williams? Easy schedule. I'd take him if he was cheap, but show me something. Aaron Jones going to be catching some passes up there in Minnesota. Little dump passes while Hawkinson's out. Might score early. Hey, how about Gus Edwards? He knows the system from Baltimore out there. I like him. Easy schedule. How about Tony Pollard? We're not too thrilled with him, but going about right where he should, I guess. Devin Singletary, I like him. He's my sleeper. I like that schedule. Look out for him. Zach Moss, like him too. Up in Cincinnati, keep an eye on him. And Raheem Mostert, we love Miami. Keep an eye on him.